Hello, my name is Arlindo Machado from Easyway School of Real Estate, and we're doing this series of study about math questions that you may face on your real estate exam. Now, today we're going to talk about proration of taxes. And like I said before, we need to understand why we're doing this before we try to understand or memorize how to do it. And this is very simple. Now, imagine if you are buying a property and you buy the property in June. You're going to pay property taxes at the end of the year. So when you pay property tax at the end of the year, do you think it's fair to you to pay the property tax for the whole year? Don't you think the seller should pay for his portion from January to June, and then you pay from June, whatever date the closing, all the way to December? So that's why we're doing this. We have to do this calculation to find out how many days, and that's how it goes. How many days belongs to the seller, and what is the daily property taxes. And then we'll multiply that number by the numbers of days that the seller owns the property, and that is the money that the seller is going to have to transfer to the buyer. Okay, so let's see this. All right, one of the things that we need to do is find out how many days in each month, because as I said, it's going to be a daily property taxes. Now, in this example, he says this: a house is sold for $350,000. The closing date was set for September 12th. The seller agreed to pay for all charges incurred on the day of closing, meaning the seller owns the property until the day of closing. The estimated taxes for the year are $5,300, and the question is, how would the taxes appear on the closing statement? Okay, first you need to do the amount of days. So we go for January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and September. Now, January is 31 days. February, 28. Remember, always 28. March, 31. April, 30. May, 31. June, 30. July, 31. August, 31. And September, 12. 12 days. So, now what you have to do is add all those numbers. And when you face a question like this, I recommend you to do exactly like that so you don't miss a day. Okay, so now we're going to put all those numbers here. And we'll calculate. It's 30, 28, 31, 28, 31, 30. 31, 30, 31, 31, and 12. That is 255 days. Now we know that the seller owns the house for 255 days, so meaning that he's responsible for 255 days for the property taxes. Now we need to get the property taxes, which is 5,300, and divide that by 365. Why 365? How many days in 1 year? And then we're going to find out the daily property taxes. So 5,300 divided by 365 gives me $14.52. Now that we know that the daily property taxes is $14.52, we multiply that by this number here, 255. So 255 times $14.52 gives $3,702.60. Now, we look to the question again and say, how would the taxes appear on closing statement? Now you already know the number. The number is $3,702.60. But how is that going to appear? Now remember, this money had to come from the seller. If the money comes from the seller, it's debit to seller, because the seller is the one who is paying the money. So then it's debit to seller. And buyer is receiving the money, so that is credit to seller. So how is that going to appear on the closing statement? Is $3,702.60 debit seller, credit buyer. That's how you do the calculation, and that's how you understand the reason why you have to do this. Now, if you like this video, please click on like it, and don't forget to subscribe, because we're going to post more videos that is going to help you to pass the state exam. Thank you for watching.